Okay, are we good to start?
Yeah, I'm recording now.
Alright, everybody hop in spectator.
I haven't played PS2 in a day. Trust me, I can't brain. Okay.
Alright, we're gonna go over callouts to start. Chris, please mute. Love you. Chris, please mute.
I'm gonna mute. I want him out of here!
Fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That's my brother, everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna go over callouts. This is Flank House in here. This is Secret down here. This is just called Flank usually. It's also sometimes called Cliff, but I prefer Flank. This is called Huts. It's called Jenkins over here for a reason I'll explain later. This through here is all tracks. This is also Huts. Don't think about it too hard. This is Hill over here.
Would you say a hut on tracks then if something was happening at that hut on the tracks?
It'd be contextual. Like, if you hear snipers on hut, that means they're probably on that hut if you're on offense, or that hut if you're on defense. You can also call it like house or hut, but it's just, it's not.
How does the sniper get up there in the first place?
Sniper can get on here just by jumping.
Oh.
You have to use a teleporter to go onto that one. Anyways, this is also tracks. This is chicken wire back here. This is like back towards second. Did I say that was hill? That's hill. This like flank area here is hill. And then this is main funnel. So I'm gonna go over defense first. Defense on this point is literally non-existent because it is a very, very rough point to defend. There's two ways to defend it, and that's by playing a little bit more aggressive and just fully playing to leave. Ideally, there's also the forward hold, which I don't want to go over because it's bad. But ideally, you want to start out with the more aggressive hold, and then as they get more cart space, you revert to that like playing towards the back. So at the very beginning of the round, you want your scout and your soldier to be standing up here. Be careful not to stand in the sniper sight line, because that goes directly into spawn. You will die immediately. Do not be like me. But your scout and your soldier play up here. They're like trying to get out though, because their full team will flood through here. You'll usually have your demo playing a little bit further back here at the start, because they get a lot of spam angles here, a lot of safe spam. Your medic, your pyro are going to be back here. Medic plays very passive, because if you lose your medic, you lose second, and you might lose third. So try not to drop your medic on first, please. So your NG is going to build a gun usually right here, and just wrangle it towards tracks. You can also place it a little bit further back if you're getting ready to leave, like towards here. This just worries about that angle and worries about them coming into Jenkins. Your sniper is usually around your medic. You can peek this right side here to see like the flank house, to see secret, to see part of hill, or you can peek this left side to see, like it's a little bit safer to peek this left side because it's less angles. You can also rotate over to the flank to take these sort of longer angles. What other classes are there? Pyro is right next to the med. Heavy. You are playing on head glitch over here. Make sure you're on the lower rock. I'm currently scout, so I can't see over, but as heavy, you're able to see over. Do not play on the higher rock. You are in like 15 million sniper sight lines if you're on the higher rock. So this is just sort of like a spotting position, pretty much. If the players start going on a hill, you're able to like mow them down. But if there's a couple players and you just fist the steel and you run out to main tunnel. Other classes. Spy. There are many different spy hiding spots. I believe spy can get up onto this rock. It's like a KZ, but you're able to get up on this rock. You can get over here. A lot of spies will just stand over here on hut because nobody really checks. There's also here on truck. Oh, spy will be coming here shortly, so I'll go over that again in a second.
It's fine. It's fine. They can watch the recording. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay. So, as spy on defense, especially for this first, you're just sort of calling out where the sniper's going and where the combo's going. And you're trying to stay alive as best you can so that you can go for like a better like kill whenever second starts coming around. Because like I said, first is like pretty much a give me. Like you don't want to control first. unless you're like just starkly better than the enemy team. Because, like I said, losing people on first leads to losing second, which is a much stronger hold. So once they start getting people through flank house, your soldier and scout should ideally be far out. Your demos taking these spam angles, your soldiers spamming as well, your scouts peeking around here. Your scout can also go onto hill, depending on if the heavy wants to rotate around. If heavy wants to get off of hill and scout watch, then heavy can stand over here. This is great for like doing tracks and doing here. You can also Tomislav Rev right here and get like 3 free kills if they don't look in the corner. Which it's newcomer, so don't expect them to look in the corner. The reason you want to go to like that more passive hold is whenever they take control of flank house, and then whenever they get to the cart to about this position here, because they get a free push on cart all the way up to about this position, where then your demo has to start worrying about spamming out both the cart and spamming out the flank. This is why it gets so rough, because demo has to look at 2 places at once. As you start losing space, you just want to be slowly backing up, giving up space. Make sure you don't die to sniper whenever you're crossing this. If you're scared or if sniper's posted, then you can go through Jenkins. This is just a safe crossing here. And you're out. If sniper's in flank, this crosses the sniper sideline if they're in flank. Once your engineer makes a call that they want to leave, you should probably listen to your engineer. That's sort of like the canary in the coal mine here. Because if you're down an engineer, the skybox in this map is fucking gigantic for first. So like you'll see soldier bombs, you'll see demo bombs the second that gun's down. And like the gun's the main thing protecting the sniper back here besides pyro, so it can get really, really dangerous quickly. If your sniper goes down and they start getting like long angles on here, it's probably a good idea to leave. If your demo goes down, it's a good idea to leave. Pretty much if you get picked, I should say, and the enemy team like has an advantage over you, you should probably be getting out. This is not like upward where you want to do an exchange first, you just want to get out of first. If they bring their medic out, they might be trying to go for an exchange. You should just get out. Like just give them the space if they want to do that. Or you can try to collapse with your flank to get a like early medic pick. But either way, you want your medic to be fully out of the fight. Don't even think about doing an exchange. As we move on to second, this flank house is still called Jenkins. It's called Jenkins, I believe, because there was a sniper named Jenkins that used to be over here a whole bunch, something like that. I think this is called Pack over here. This entire region is called Hill. This is usually called like Shack or House. Top of Shack right up here or roof. I think this is called Shack. This is Shack, that's House. This is main tunnel. This is gun spots. This is side tunnel. I believe this is called Hardhead Jones. Once again, because there's an engineer player that used to spend a whole bunch of time over here. Anything else for a second? This is Shudderer. This is Spawn. This is Red Spawn for the first point, by the way. You come out here, you go towards first. Generally, on second, your main goal is to be controlling this hill space. Because this is the high ground, this is where all the fights happen, pretty much. So on defense, your demo gets literally the freest spam you'll ever see in your entire
Oh my
life.
goodness, I'm so excited for that.
It's so free, it's never been more free.
Even more free than upward? Even more free than
Like
upward?
this. Yes. Your sniper's usually taking angles like this to watch Jenkins and to watch Hill. Your medic is playing behind house with a dispenser. Your pyro is playing right next to your medic. Your engineer is going to have a gun on here. Make sure that it's on this side of the gun spot, not on this side of the gun spot. That's an important distinction. Like I said before, dispenser's right there. You don't have to worry about a teleporter for this point. You really don't have to worry about a teleporter for this map. It's kind of just an extra little thing. But it can be helpful in very niche situations. Your spy is going to be taking either comm positions on second. There's plenty of spaces on first that you can just stand here and watch the entire like combo, right? Because they rarely spy check first after first is banking. Spy should probably be going for picks on combo whenever they can, and especially on sniper, because that's going to be the biggest threat to your entire hold here. Your soldier is playing this. I want to be very clear. This higher part of side tunnel. It's very, very dangerous to peek into this lower part of side tunnel. Your heavy has an option. Your heavy can either play side tunnel with your soldier, or your heavy can play towards tracks. Now, I'd say this overall is the better position, because this can be a very weak point for your hold, is this like main tracks, and having a heavy laser it down is very, very helpful. In this situation, there's plenty of like weird little nooks and head glitches that you can abuse right here. Or you could literally just stand right here, and then when they have people come through, just fully rev, walk, and now you're behind them. That's a surprise tool that we'll use later. Generally, the enemy heavy is going to be in this side ton. So if your soldier calls for help heavy, you need to come over here to help him. And soldier, you have to play very, very like baity. You're just sort of playing for eyes first, and then you're playing for damage second.
So I'm like
the...
telling them if there's people on the side.
Yes, pretty much. Your biggest proponents to a second hold are going to be your demo, because infinite damage, and your sniper, because they literally can't peek if the sniper's in any of these positions. Whenever the enemy team Ubers in, you almost always want to have a demo pyro to counter it. Preferable, you should just have solo pyro, because your demo wants to play further back for these spam angles. But if demo needs to be in the Uber because demo's forward, then that's fine, just to get him out of the Uber so pyro can tank the rest of it. During Ubers, you want to keep the enemy team on this side of hill, like as far down as you can get them, because if the enemy team can take space here, it's like game over, because then they can start keeping your medic, they can start destroying your sentry, they can do a million different things with tracks, side tunnel players can start feeding through. It's very, very dangerous if they can control this area, so that's why you have to keep them boxed in here. A good reason to leave second would be if you lost your medic. Obviously, a full Uber disad, very, very rough. If you lose your sniper, your demo has to be on high alert, right? If you lose your demo, your sniper has to be on high alert. If you lose both of those classes, you kind of have to get out. Or you have to play like this sort of more passive approach until your demo and sniper are back. Because they can take a lot of space very quickly on hill if those classes are down. I did not mention where Scout plays. Scout is playing on Shack over here. You're sort of the eyes for the main part of tunnel, while the soldier's the eyes for the side tunnel. You want to play very, very baity here. Same idea as soldier, where you're just sort of taking little peeks. You can come down here for health. Your medic's right there if you need any extra health.
Oh.
What?
Whenever I'm watching that corner, if I get low or something and they're dead, do I go down there and get the health back, or?
You shouldn't really ever go for this health pack. It's sort of a trap. It's a trap for both teams because it's stuck in the corner. So if you need health, you should just come right over here and ask your medic. If you need health on the other side, I'll tell you whenever we get to it. But try not to go for that pack unless like they're confirmed dead. You have nothing better to do. Anything else for second? Yes. So whenever you're leaving second, I want you to do yourselves a favor. This is not the route to leave second. This is not the route to leave second. You notice how we're still walking and I have scout speed? We've finally gotten to the spot where you hold on third. That's not where you leave for second. Whenever you're leaving for second, you go into spawn and you go out this back door. There's a back door that leads to third. This door is usually closed. I don't know why it's stuck open. But there's a back door that leads to third. Please just use the back door. It's safer. It's faster. It's just better. Whenever we go to third, just like first, there's like this sort of idea. What's up?
I will be right back. I'll be right back. I need to restart my computer because it's lagging like crazy.
My go.
So.
For third, there's sort of the more aggressive hold and the more passive hold again. Sniper is very, very critical on this point, I will say. So, in the more aggressive hold, your medic is going to be playing towards here. Your dispenser's right here. Pyro's with your medic. Or Pyro's playing a little bit more forward, but you have to keep an eye on spies, please. Your sentry can either be right here. Sometimes it's good to have it up here as well, because it's easier to deny spies right here, but it's also very spammable. So it's usually better to just have it right here. Yeah, like I said, your demo is going to be taking this more forward here. because they want to keep this like high ground right here for the aggressive. Your heavy is going to be playing right on this head glitch here. This is a head glitch for heavy. This is not a head glitch for scout. Your soldier and your scout are going to be on flank here. They're just maintaining control of this flank. Your sniper is taking any number of aggressive positions through here and through here. There's a lot of different angles here that you can abuse that can really like do a nice aggressive hold. Now, are there any classes I missed? One sec. Spy for this aggressive defense. You can do spy calming, but it's not super important. If you want to do spy calming anywhere on here, nobody's going to spy check you. Just don't fall off. I believe you can get on this rock. 1 sec. Yeah, you can get on this rock. That's fine. I just don't want to do it. I'm lazy. But yeah, whenever they start taking space through tunnel here, especially when the cart starts taking space, and when they have people starting to flood through flank, that's when you want to go to that more passive hold. This passive hold pretty much just means your sniper is taking these further back angles. Sentry's still in the same spot. Medic and Pyro are chilling back here. Demo's just sort of maintaining this area here, not fully forward like this because there's sniper sightlines now. So sort of back here. Heavy stays in the same spot. Your soldier and scout are playing a little bit less aggro towards this back spot here. Yes. And now heavy, you do have to keep an eye on dungeon whenever you're here. This area over here is called dungeon. Sometimes enemy heavies and soldiers like to jump through here to try to get a jump on people. But if you're lasering it down, usually they can't get through. By the way, pro heavy tip. If you crouch right here, they cannot see your head. If you uncrouch, you're able to do the head glitch. So you can literally just chill here, crouch, and then the second people come through, you can pop your head up and kill them. The offense's goal is to be getting people through the flank here and getting the sniper into the god spot. So your goal on defense is to sort of stop that from happening, right? So your flank is going to be your eyes first. So if they spot people, they play more passive, they chill. Soldier can try to go for bombs over if the medic's there, just to like try to keep an advantage. Your demo is going to be, if they hear that call, they're going to be rotating to spam this out, and they're going to be worrying about ladder, because this is where a lot of Ubers are going to come through. Heavy, I'm very sorry to say, if they Uber through ladder, there's like a 95% chance you die. Yes, this is what happens on Vigil very frequently. There's a 95% chance you die when the Uber comes out. If you manage to survive, it's because you jump up here and you just hide in this corner. And then you peek out during posts and you like mow down 8 of them. It's great. During Ubers, you want solo pyro 100% of the time. Your demo should like only get flashed, just like second, your demo should only get flashed out, and then your pyro takes the rest of it. Your goal in this more passive hold is to stop the cart from getting to the top of hill. This is the rollback zone right here. The second the cart gets up here on top of hill, it enters like panic mode, right? Your heavy is going to be standing right over here on cart, preferably right behind cart to deny sniper sight lines. Your demo is like laser focused on here. Your pyro is laser focused on here, and you're getting ready to back up because once the cart's up here, it's like danger. Whenever you back out of third, same idea as second to third. You need to go through the door. Please do not take the long way around. Just go right through the door. That door actually closed. I will say third is a weaker hold compared to second, and it's a weaker hold compared to fourth. So this is not the end-all be-all, right? If you start losing space on third, it's fine to just say, okay, let's just go to last. Because last is a very powerful hold, second is a very powerful hold. You want to be like sort of gravitating towards those points and not worrying as much about the first and third point. You can still put a little bit of effort, but not as much. Third, I'd say, is much easier to defend than first, though. Whenever you back out to last, there are 2 ways to play this last. There's the chump way and there's like the reasonable way. Please don't play the chump way. I'm not going to teach you the chump way, but if I see my heavy in the chump spot, I'm going to kill him.
How are you gonna say you're gonna kill your heavy in the chump spot when he doesn't know what the chump spot is?
No, I know what the chump spot is. If I ever see a heavy in the chump spot, he's dead. He's cut from the team.
How is he supposed to know what the chump spot is if you don't tell him?
Because he's gonna know what the normal spot is, and he should only play in the normal spot.
Conditioning.
So your goal on defense is to maintain control of big door, maintain control of red room, and maintain control of the flank. Now, this is very, very difficult to do if you're playing far back, because now you have to deal with huge sniper sight lines, you have to deal with completely isolated areas, you start freaking out, you get bombed from fucking 80 different angles, and it's over. Now, what you want to do is your heavy chills right here watching red room, your demo watches big door and watches like tracks, and your flank watches in the flank. Right, usually your soldier is going to be either up here or on this far side here, and your scout's just accompanying your soldier. The usual gun spot is going to be right on top of the shit here. The dispenser is either right back here or over here. I'd prefer over here because it's safer for your medic, and there's less sniper sight lines to worry about. Your medic is usually playing in this corner. Your pyro is with your medic. Sniper is taking any of these long-range angles, watching big door. Sniper has to watch big door. There's like really no ifs, ands, or buts. If sniper isn't watching big door, then they can cross. They can deal like a whole bunch of shit at the same time. Buy spots for fourth. If you want to go for a more calm play style, pro tip for each class: you can crouch jump onto here. You can jump onto here, onto the windowsill, and now you can get up here. This is available for all classes. This is very helpful for getting onto this high ground because otherwise you need movement tech. In any case, this is a very good cloak spot. This is a good decloak spot. This entire area back here. There's a bunch of spots on this that nobody really ever spy checks. You can go onto the roof if you want to. Although people usually stand around roofs, so be careful. Yeah, that's usually your spots for spy. Now,
Is this the map where I get to do spy things?
yes.
Yeah.
So usually the enemy team is going to Uber from one of three places. It's going to be either through red room, through big door, or through flank. Now, if the flank sees the enemy combo back there, what you want to do is you want to just rotate back. You can spam this out. This is a wonderful demo spam angle. It covers the entirety of it. Heavy still plays towards red room in this situation. Pyro would be coming to accompany the demo in this situation. If the enemies try to Uber through here, you can just solo Pyro, you can right-click them back. If they try to Uber through the far side, then you can just right-click them into the corner. Flank is not a great Uber, but it's something that people try because it's like, there's really only so many options on offense. If they Uber through big door, your demo gets flashed out, your heavy gets flashed out, and your pyro gets solo Ubered for the rest of it. If they come through bigger door, if they come through red room, I don't know why I called it bigger door. If they come through red room, you flash your heavy out and you solo your pyro in. Your demo should be safe if they come through big door, because they hopefully shouldn't get a pick on you, but if they do, fuck. But in any case, your pyro is sort of the crux for a lot of this defensive hold here. What was I going to say? Your sniper is also an incredibly important class here, because if your sniper's dead, the gun becomes a lot weaker, and that means the entirety of your combo becomes weaker as a result. Pro mouse jumper tip. There is a wall jump over here, like a wall pogo over here, that a soldier can do to get literally all the way over here. So expect that early on if that's what they want to do. It's like very common in intermediate and above. I don't know if they'll do it in newcomer. But just, they usually go for a sack very early on, especially when the gun's down, just to like try to get your medic. So make sure you keep your eyes in the sky for that. If the cart starts, okay, this is a rollback zone right here. If the cart gets into this rollback zone, you want to be playing like Mayday mode, just like on third, right? So you want usually your heavy would then rotate to the flank and chill in this spot here. By the way, this is the chump spot. I'll tell you right now, this is the chump spot. You can stand at the chump spot if it's Mayday. If it's not Mayday, don't fucking stand here, please. Okay. Your heavy would be standing right here. Your demo is taking any number of spam angles a little bit further back. your sniper. Oh, good luck, buddy. Your medic and pyro a little bit further back. Pyro has to get ready to air blast people off the cart. Your soldiers keeping your like laser focus on flank and on cart. Your scouts focused on flank mostly. NG has to get ready to jump in and fucking save the day if he has to. Just whatever you can do to keep them from capping the point if it gets above the rollback zone. Once it rolls back down the rollback zone, you can go right back to playing as usual. But once it's up there, you have to really like focus down because that's how a lot of pushes like succeed is just them getting on the cart before you can react. Now, did we get all that? Do we have any questions for defense?
I think we're fine. I believe so.
I think we're good. There's a lot more of this stuff than on the Newcomer Cup maps.
Yeah, Vigil is a lot more complex, but it's also a lot more fun. So take that how
Yeah,
you will.
I hate Upward. I hate Upward.
Upward is a fucking slog fest. Vigil times are like usually like 5 or 6 minutes.
It's because Upward can get locked out really hard.
Like,
There's
I
plenty.
have PTSD from Upward.
You know, an average offense for Vigil is about 5 or 6 minutes. A quick offense can be as fast as like 3 or 4.
It's
Compare
because
that to
Upward,
Upward, where a fast offense is like 8 or 9 minutes.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
Upward's
well,
like,
we got
flank.
that 5-minute Upward that one time on that one scrim, and then we never did it again.
Upward's just a very, very slow map.
It's because Upward is like no flank routes. And like,
This
you can't
map
get your
is
flank
fucking
route.
chock full of flanks.
There's like
Okay.
2 whole flanks.
Let's
like
talk
the-
about
All right.
offense.
Spin bind.
So, yes. At the very beginning, you want to be flooding through as many people through flank as possible. So your medic will be staying on spawn for 95% of the first. This is not like Upward where your medic comes out. Your medic is chilling at spawn. It's simply too dangerous to be going out there. It's a dangerous world. You want your scout and your engineer on the carts. You want your sniper either going flank house or towards tracks. It's whatever they want to do. If they feel more like confident they're going to win the SVS, they can start taking this through tracks. Otherwise, they can go towards flank house and help out your like rest of your combo. Everybody that I did not mention is going flank. So that means your soldier, your pyro, your demo, your heavy, your spy can, I guess.
Am I not part of everyone?
You're
Whatever.
kind of part of everyone because you can be very helpful.
Yeah.
Pro mouse jumper tip for my cart pushers. Sometimes engineers hate fun and they'll put a sentry gun right here. Use your ears so you don't die. Please. Please. Also, pro tip for defense: if you want to get free kills, just run Rescue Ranger, kill the cart pushers, and then wrangle it back over here. Or Rescue Ranger it back over there. Whenever your flank comes through here, make sure that you're being wary of crit stickies. Crit stickies can be right here. They can be right here. They can be right here. They can be over here. They can be down here. They can be around here. Just be aware of that. Please take it slow as you're going through the flank like this, because you have so many people, like, you don't have to worry about winning fights, really, because they should just run in fear. Whenever you come through, you want your, like, usually your heavy and your soldier are going to be going this upper spot, and then the rest of you guys are going to be going down here. It's helpful to have a sniper in this spot because you're able to take these longer range angles. Pro tip for everybody except for heavy, heavy, if you crouch jump at this, you like slowly slide up this pallet and you're able to crouch jump onto here. There's so much cool movement tech on this map. Unfortunately, heavy's just barely too slow to do this. But if you have Gru, then you're able to. If you have Whip, you're able to.
I was about to say, what if I whip heavy into it?
Yes. So what you want to be doing is you want to be getting cart space, right? And you want to be just flooding through this flank, killing people. Your end goal is usually to have your demo right here, your sniper right here, or your sniper on tracks, and the rest of your flank players, that being everybody, coming this side towards Jenkins. Because if you're able to get this, there's literally no way they stay on first. If they stay on first, they instantly die. Your cart pushers, you are able to crouch behind the cart and not die to sniper. Please do this. You want to be pushing the cart right up until the demo man starts denying you. So it's usually going to be about right here that the demo man's able to start denying you. At that point, you want to be playing towards this hillside. Be wary of the heavy that's going to be right there. Just chill right here. Tap card if it starts rolling back. Help your sniper out. Please help your sniper out. Please help your sniper out. Now,
Well, she's
ideally,
the goat. We probably should help. We probably should help her out. She's a goat.
ideally, the enemy flank should crumble very, very quickly because you have just huge player advantage. If they are doing the forward hold, now the forward hold consists of having a sentry gun over here and Demo playing this way more aggressive spot. If they're doing the forward hold, I want you guys to not go flank. I want you guys to instead go through cart with your medic. This is the one time medic's allowed to have fun on first. You go through main here with your medic, and then you just take an Uber into them right here. Because while you're doing this Uber right here, your cart is getting constantly pushed behind you because there's simply so many people over here. And they just get completely fucked in this corner. You can air blast people off the map, by the way. Pro tip. Some teams like trying to push through hill here. This kind of sucks because it's just a lot of long range, right? Like Demo can have a little bit of fun, but none of the other classes are really doing anything. That's why I'd say go through main if they're playing forward, or just crumble their flank otherwise. This is true. Demo is honestly so fun on this fucking map. Okay, you guys didn't see this.
Yes, Master made a mistake.
I'm actually perfect. Now for seconds, you're gonna want to have your cart pushers, your heavy, and your soldier coming to main time, and you're gonna want to have everybody else over here in hill. I'm not gonna call them cart slaves. I've done enough time on engineer. I respect my cart pushers. Okay. So, this sucks. I'll just tell you right here, second offense kind of sucks. It kind of blows. So, the shitty way that most people are going to try to go through second is just sending sending the shit through hill constantly. It's not really great, but it's the only option sometimes. I will tell you about a better option in the second part. Early on into this second push, by the way, it's good to have your Demo and Soldier try to go in for a sack. Especially if you guys can get the sentry gun. Soldier can bomb right up onto house up here, kill a soldier. Your Demo can just do any sort of sticky jump on here, land somewhere in this area, and just rip shit up, right? That's just while cart time is happening. It's very similar to the upward sack, right? Because there's so much cart time that needs to be done before anything else can happen. By the way, cart has to be pushed up here. Once it gets to here, this is usually where it gets bottomed out. If you're able to push it here, you can. Just be aware, there's usually a sentry gun watching this. Now, if you want to go over hill, you really have to have a good pick. Because if you just try to do a normal Uber through here, and their Demo and Sniper are up, they're gonna push you in the corner, and the entire Uber is gonna be wasted. If your Sniper can get a Demo pick or a Sniper pick, then you're able to start having fun right here, right? By the way, there's some really nice Sniper sightlines back here that you can almost do a head glitch on. You can also do plenty of sightlines through here, and you can take sightlines in Jenkins as well. If you want to go Jenkins, you should probably go flank. Or come through this back side of Jenkins here. You can take this angle as well, instead of just walking into this line, because you will. If you're going to do an Uber through hill here, you want to have your Demo, Pyro, and Scout in on it. Now, that is a lot of people, which kind of sucks, but it's what you need to get through the hill here. So, Demo, try to take as little of the Uber as possible. You will probably need some just to get through the choke. But Demo, takes space up here. Pyro denies the enemy Pyro, and Scout is trying to get you up here as fast as you can, right? So, if you're able to get your Uber in here fast enough, then you're able to have a fun time. If you get pushed out, it kind of sucks to suck, but you can try to have a good post fight. For the people in main tunnel, by the way, whenever the Scout is not being Ubered, Scout is going to be in main tunnel. And then post fight, Scout can help out the Demo, but Scout can also just drop right down here and help out Cart. Now, for my flank pushers, please take buff. Please, 450 and 300 is better than 300 and 200. It's literally 50% better. That's how that works. So, when you're taking the fight in the side tunnel here, your heavy and your soldier take the fight in the side tunnel. Heavy fully rev right here and slowly walk. Soldier, just take jiggle peeks. What you do not want to do is overcommit. If you swing this too hard, soldier can juggle you very, very easily. Heavy can come right around the corner and fully mow you down. If you slow peek it, you're able to get a lot more like leeway with how far you can get out, right? Plus, pro tip for my heavy players. If you don't know, the minigun does 50% damage when you first rev it up, and over the course of 1 second, it goes up to full damage. So try to stay fully revved before you peak angles like this, just so you have that full damage. Your scout and your engineer are just chilling on this side of main tunnel here, trying to fight the enemy scout, and making sure the cart stays here. Please do not keep feeding for the cart. You need to stay alive. Just once the cart gets about here, just make sure it stays there until like the Uber's gonna come. Now, I talk all this shit about Hill, right? And I say it's like it really sucks to go through. And that's because there is a lot better of an Uber that allows a lot more people to have fun. And that is the main tunnel Uber. This is a very nice aggressive Uber, which I think is going to suit you guys very, very well. Basically, you send your demo, medic, and heavy into main tunnel here. Your heavy is trying to get over here. This is a wonderful head glitch spot. It covers very, very many different angles here. You're able to get rid of the gun very quickly this way. Your demo is going to Uber, and they're going to take it wide. They're going to try to get rid of that gun, and then they're just going to do spam angles. And then after the Uber, everybody else floods out of main tunnel here, and they just take space, right? Like, you just fully wrap around. You keep, like, some members of flank towards hill just so they don't, like, run down here, right? So, like you said, your scout and your NG here, for example. You can also send your soldier here. You probably want to have your soldier side tunnel, though. But the idea with this is just taking a whole bunch of space very, very quickly. Now, on defense, the way that you counter this Uber is by having your heavy right here and just keeping an eye out for this. If they do the Uber through here, you want to Uber your heavy and just drop down right here, and then you Uber your pyro and you throw them on the ground. Newcomer teams will not do this. I can almost guarantee you they will freak the fuck out, and they will give you too much space, and you'll be able to win. Alright. Side tunnel is not a very great place to Uber from because it's very, very tight and it's very, very long range angles. It's very, very nice to get people through though. Like, for example, if your soldier and heavy are able to take space side tunnel, then they can start spamming the gun out from very, very far. This is outside of the normal sentry gun range. It's still within Wrangler distance, obviously, but it's fully out of the default sentry range. Your heavy is also able to lock down this entire fucking shutter door if they're able to get in that position as well. If you get this side tunnel pressure, even if you're down players, that's a great time, or even if you don't have picks, I should say, if you're down players, you shouldn't. Even if you don't have picks, it's a good time to get people through hill, because you have that presence from behind, they're going to start freaking out. Right? Let me take a sip real quick. Alright, and then offensive spy. I should talk about you a little bit, because you do have some choices here.
Hey, it's me. I get to be talked about today.
This is a very, very good decloak spot. If you want to, like, just torment their flank, because you just say, okay, soldier and heavy peek in 3, 2, 1. You decloak. Either the heavy and soldier turn around and you die and they win, or the heavy and soldier don't turn around and your flank starts taking damage. You get 2 stabs and you get a clip. It's very, very nice to just coordinate with your flank here because you're able to get a lot of stuff done if you start getting the side tunnel pressure. If you instead want to focus mainly on engineer, you can do many different things. Like, there's so many spots where you can just, like, decloak, sap the gun, and then recloak and go away, and just, like, fucking torment the poor man. Tip for my engineer, sometimes it's better to have this passive sentry gun if the spy's, like, dealing with you a lot. It's just, this sentry gun spot kind of sucks, because you see a lot less of the carts. I swear to God. There's also plenty of decloak spots like around this corner if they're playing more aggressive. There is over here if they're playing more aggressive. You can decloak like pretty much anywhere over here to get an NG pick unless the pyro is paying attention. You can decloak right next to Shutter to hopefully get a heavy pick or a soldier pick. You can stand right here menacingly and then get a free pick from a player in spawn. Try not to stand here too menacingly though, because at some point the pyro is gonna wander his stupid ass over here and find you. But yeah, there's a lot of options for just chilling out on spy and just getting picks, especially on second here. There's a lot of options. This is also a great decloak spot if they're playing towards cart or if their sniper is playing here, which this kind of sucks, by the way. Don't do this unless you need to. Or I guess it's not fully true what I just said. So if your demo is literally the fucking goat, and they can lock this down on their own, then sending sniper here and hard hat or radio, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right here is just a fucking wonderful sightline for fully shutting down the flank. You can also go just a little bit right here, and you're able to get everything. I started talking too much about defense. Whoopsies. This is the offense tutorial.
Hey, it's offense. No defense.
But yeah, you should be trying to go for this more aggressive Uber, but do switch it up, right? If you have the picks that you can go hill on, you should go hill. By the way, if you get a pyro pick, it's also a great time to go hill because then they're not pressuring you back, right? Then you can just take this forward space. But if you're down those picks and you want something more aggressive, I would highly recommend doing this main tunnel Uber. 1 to 4 DPM. For third, like I was saying earlier, your main goal on third is to push players into the flank so that you're able to like sort of get your sniper into a god spot. This is tracks here. Let me talk a little bit about some what the fuck am I saying? Some callouts. Down there's tracks. Right over here is locker room. It's called locker room because there's lockers. This over here is called burger because there's like a burger icon over here. This is flank. This is sometimes called corner. This is sometimes called stairs. This is ladder. This is pack over here. This is god spot. Over there is dungeon. Burger is please do not call it burg. No, because you say sniper burger a lot, so it just rolls off the tongue. Yeah, this over here is god spot. This over here is ladder. So, what you want to do is your card slave number 1 and card slave number 2, just so you guys don't fucking complain in the chat. Card slave number 1, card slave number 2 are going to be on cart. Your everyone else trademark is going to be going flank. So you want to first clear this part of locker room. This is a very powerful sniper spot that you can work your sniper into. It covers a lot of long range angles, right? Alternatively, you start clearing this side of locker room. You get your sniper into this sniper spot, which is very powerful and covers a really nice flank angle. After you get this locker room, you clear out the both of the spy corners here. You clear out any other potential like flankers that are hiding in here, and then you start taking space on this part of flank. Your goal is to hopefully get your sniper into god spot here, because this covers literally everybody, like everything. So if you can get your sniper here, they're gonna like crumble very, very quickly. Be wary, there's probably going to be a heavy right here, so my demo can spam out from a pretty safe angle right here just to get him out. Your pyro can... No, never mind. Your soldier and scout want to be taking space on this like far side of flank, by the way. You can do bombs over to try to take space. But usually what you want to do is you want to work your sniper into god spot, or work your sniper next to god spot, and then keep your flank here, your soldier, your heavy, and scout and NG after the cart's gotten pushed far enough. Scout after cart's gotten pushed far enough. NG has to stay there. You keep your flank players here with your sniper, and then your combo comes over here to ladder. Now, let's talk about Ubers on this point. The main Uber kind of sucks because you get right clicked. The far Uber kind of sucks because you got to spend like fucking 5 seconds of Uber just to get into the fight. The ladder Uber is kind of the only real option because you get right up close and personal immediately, right? So you want to usually do demo pyros through here. Your pyro's goal is just to right click out. Your demo's goal is to get the sentry gun down and get the get the medic as best you can. Now, during the Uber, that's when you want to have your sniper peeking God spot because they can get a lot of picks this way. Just slowly peek out. You can spam out the gun from here if they're playing up there. You can spam out sniper. You can, yeah. Your flank, in the meantime, can take space this far side. Can make sure that this area back here is clear. And just sort of get ready for the post-fight. And post-fight, soldier can bomb in, stuff like that to have some fun. Now, there is a potential strategy for your flank players. So engineer stays here because otherwise the cart would roll back and that fucking sucks. You can send your heavy here and send your heavy through dungeon for the Uber. Now what this does is your heavy chills right here, right? Fully revved, just watching us so they don't get like picked. And then right as the post fight is called, heavy does this, and they have a head glitch on this entirety of like the forward space, right? So that means that they get fully boxed in this area, which means that Pyro's not able to effectively deny the cart, and that means that you get the cart for third, right? The only worry about this is if the enemy flank is semi-competent, you die immediately as you do this. Because their soldier is likely going to be standing somewhere around here, their scout's likely going to be standing somewhere around here, and their heavy is likely going to be standing somewhere right here. So like pretty much the second you peek that, you're going to get fully lasered out. But if their flank's down or if their flank is completely fucking stupid, which is more likely, then you're able to get this through and it can be very, very powerful. Now for last. So early on into last, you'd likely want to do a sack wave, right? So cart slaves stay on cart. Your demo and your soldier run through tracks here. Soldier does pie bomb through here. Your demo just does a normal stick jump here, and they just try to get the medic as early as possible. If that doesn't go well, it's fine. There's still a lot of cart to push, so it's fine to sort of give up those players early on. What you want to do after that is your cart pushers stay here. The rest of your team goes over here, through here. You make sure there's nobody like sticking around in some weird corners. This is a weird corner. You clear out this forward space in red room. You clear out this forward space here. You make sure to clear out space over here. This is like the setup before you're able to even consider pushing into last, right? If you don't have control of this like flank area, you're doomed. Very similar to Upward, right? Where if you don't have control of tiles, you're doomed. If you don't have control over the flank, then you have 0 options. Like your only option is pushing through main, and that is simply the worst. Which I'll talk about more in a second. Now, big door. Let me take this in stages. So very similar to Upward. Vigil last, you kind of have to take in stages before you're able to properly do it. Which this is something that you can do for all payload, right? All payload offense, as you sort of take it in these stages. Like for example, for third, you take control of the flank, you get sniper in a god spot, then you do Ubers through ladder. For second, you take control of tunnel, then you start doing Ubers through there, right? It's very good to think of it in like steps, right? Your first step is taking control of the flank. Your second step is going to be to spam out the gun. If you're able to get the spam out on the gun, it's very, very nice and can set you up for a lot of like potential Ubers. Because what'll really fuck you, if you try to do an Uber through big door here, you get spammed out by the gun. If you try to do an Uber through red room here, you get spammed out by the gun. If you try to do an Uber through flank, don't. I think the Uncle Topia competitive one runs Vigil, like the Uncle Topia stopwatch one, but I don't know about any other ones. Also, nobody plays those. No. Yeah, there's just stopwatch Uncle Topia somewhere. I don't know if it's still active actually. Let's talk about Ubers for last here. So there's 2 Ubers that really make sense, and then 1 that doesn't. Or 2 Ubers that make sense, 2 Ubers that don't, I should say. Uber number 1 that makes sense is going through Big Door, right? Because you immediately get into the fight, right? So you have as little Uber wasted as possible, and then you can like pressure the cart while you're doing the Uber, which is very, very nice. The biggest downsides of doing the Big Door Uber is 1, sniper sight lines, 2, that's damn old sentry gun. So if you can work your sniper here, right, to take these sniper sight lines and hopefully pick the sniper, and if you can spam out that sentry gun, then you're golden, right? You can go for an Uber through here. Your other good option, this is a revisit right now. You can do jumps here and get back up here. Your second option is going through Red Room here, which in this case, you get spammed out by demo and heavy, and then you get spammed out by the gun. So if the gun's down, it can be nice. If the pyro's down, it can also be very nice, because then you're not getting just air blasted back immediately. Now, it can be... You can destroy the gun fairly simply by doing the Red Room Uber, right? Because if you Uber your demo through, they can very, very quickly, even if they get air blasted back, right, they can very quickly get sickies out on the gun and get it down. But it's usually better to just spam it out from Big Door, or maybe work your flank as best they can. Like, Soldier can do a whole bunch of different spam. Demo can do a bunch of different spam. You know what I mean? If you have a lot of trouble getting the gun, you can also do Enforcer Spy. You can do timed saps. You can do stuff like that. Now, in terms of not Ubering, your Heavy and your Soldier are usually playing in Red Room here. Heavy, do not play super aggressive, because you're going to get mowed down very quickly if you do. Heavy is going to be fully revved staring at you, and then he's going to say, "Oh, look at this dumbass," and then Demo is going to turn around and you're going to die immediately. So just chill here, like build banner, just make sure they don't go into Red Room. You want your sniper to be getting worked here as best you can, right? Usually Contra battalions. I'd say battalions is better for this point. You want your sniper to be getting worked Big Door as best you can. There's really no other option for sniper besides Big Door. Yours is usually playing on... Your engineer is usually playing on tracks, just to make sure the cart stays in this position. This is like the one point where having like a teleporter is actually helpful, because then you can have your teleporter around this area. Because spawn is all the way over this way. That spawn. But for the rest of the map, it's almost useless. So, and then the rest of your combo can either help your sniper out in Big Door, right? Take spam through here. Or they can drop down here, ignore sniper sightlines. This is the only way you can ignore the Big Door sightlines. And then they can start dry fighting, keyword dry fighting, through flank here, right? So you can get some spam out here, don't go too deep. You can get some spam out here, don't go too deep. And if you stand here, you go too deep and you die. But like I said before, all of the Ubers through here kind of suck ass. If you like get a lot of struggles coming through Big Door, coming through Red Room, you can do an Uber through here. If you're going to do an Uber through here, you kind of have to do the Uber right over, because the far Uber, you just spend way too much time doing nothing before you're able to actually do something with the Uber. So you'd like jump over pretty much with your demo. Honestly, how do you do that Uber? Right? You really try not to aggress like this whenever you're doing the flank stuff, because if the Uber ends, you are literally 5 feet away from the enemy spawn, and the only option for escaping is all the way around. So you like try not to fall down if you can, right? Like you can take the Uber up here like this, and you can spam stuff out, but you really can't like... The thing about sticky jumping too is that you take a lot of damage just getting out, and that can cause problems in the post, right? Like 70, 80 damage can literally insta-kill you. Pipe jumps, I guess, but that's still like 50-something damage. Let me see. What other classes are there? Scout is usually always chilling around this flanks area. just aggressing their soldier, aggressing their scout. If the scout wants help, your soldier can also rotate over to this flank. You didn't see that. You didn't see that either. Your soldier can also rotate over to the flank. Your soldier can also get plenty of spam out like this, right? There's a lot of nice spam here. Soldier can also jump up top here. There's a lot of spam here. Scout can also get some mileage out of this. Yeah, let me extend it. But you really want your scout and engine to be alive so you can push the cart in the post fight for the Uber. Whenever you don't have Uber, like I said, you can start taking the Jai fight through here. You can work on getting that gun down. And you can work on keeping your sniper alive. It's very, very hard to push into Vigil last without an Uber. It's not like Upward where you can sort of take space without that Uber charge going on. With Vigil, if you are not invincible, you are like, you're new. It's a very, very tight-knit area, and it's a very, very, like, all 9 players on the enemy team are all looking at this space pretty much. So it's very, very hard to just get in. The real only place that you can get in like that is flank, which is why I say it's fine to start doing some dry fights too there. But once you start getting close to Uber, you start doing the other like things, like getting that gun spammed out, getting like as much space as you can so you can get that Ubers in. By the way, the other kind of shitty Uber is through tracks here because you're just you got to Uber for a very long time before you're able to actually do anything. This can be helpful for spamming out the gun though, instead of demo going big door, right? Because going big doors is kind of a really tight angle to do super spam when you're standing on a sniper sight line. So you can go tracks instead. And just like jiggle peek this. By the way, spy decloak spots. This is a fucking prime time decloak spot for the enemy heavy. Nobody ever fucking checks this. Other decloak spots, you can literally decloak outside their spawn if you know they're not respawning. You can decloak anywhere in these corners. This is a very good spot for just doing enforcer spam, because usually there's nobody in this area, because it kind of sucks over here. But yeah, you can just decloak, spam out the gun, and then recloak. Yeah, spy can be very, very impactful on this point, especially if they don't know how to defend their sniper properly, because so many teams will just forget about their sniper for whatever reason, so you just decloak, stab, and then you go back. And those sniper picks are really going to be what gets you a lot of space on Vigil last here. Demo picks can be very nice, but sniper picks are really like the bread and butter of getting into space here. Are there any questions about offense? Alright, are there any questions in general? I do want to talk about just a general payload thing. Okay, sure. Luce, what's your question? Uncle Topia or Pugs? Uncle Topia is nice because players have brain cells and Pugs, and, you know, it's Pugs.
Alright, if we're done, I'm just gonna go leave.
Huh?
Are we done? Scares.
Not yet.
Sorry.
So a general payload thing I want to talk about. So on Koth, usually picks are even. Now, what I mean by that is if you get a pick and the enemy team gets the same pick, like soldier, for example, usually it's not like there's no significant advantage for either team. Now, once one team has a point, that changes, right? One team has slightly faster respawns, but it's not super exaggerated. Now, the difference between that is that picks are not even on Snake Punch. There is a significant difference in the respawn times, and that means that if you trade a soldier for a soldier, the blue team is actually at an advantage in that pick because the enemy or the blue soldier is going to be up very much quicker than the red soldier. What I mean by this is, please play for your life as much as you can on defense. Play smart. Play your health advantage. Play stuff like that. On offense, that's the time where you're allowed to play a little bit more loose. You're allowed to send sacks in. You're allowed to do stuff like that. Because it's just losing players on offense is a lot it's a lot less stressful than losing players on defense. Because losing a player on defense means you're down that player for 20, 30 seconds. Losing a player on offense means you're down that player for 10 seconds. And that is just such a huge difference that it can fully change the outcome of the game. So that's why we say on usual payload first, you want to be playing to leave, because if you die a lot, if you lose a lot of players, you lose that second. If you lose a lot of players on second, you have the potential for losing third, right? If you ever drop a significant number of players, you should be ready to not only lose the point that you're standing on, but lose the point after. Let's say you're holding second, and they get a powerful Uber through. If they get a nice Uber through and they clean fucking house, only your flanks left alive or something like that. Whenever you respawn, you should be fully playing to leave, right? It's your demo's standing at the base over here, just getting some spam out. Your medic's standing fully in the door. Lucchese, I'll kill you. I didn't think about it. But you're playing fully to leave and to have a better last hold. Because if you commit to that third, you might not have enough players up in time. You might not have the space that you need to actually get a hold. And then you drop all of your third players because you have a significant disadvantage. And now you have that disadvantage on last, right? So whenever you lose a lot of players, you have to give up space on defense. It's okay. At least I'm not standing in the chump spot. If you stand in the chump spot, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. God, my throat hurts. But yeah. Any other questions about that? What exactly is wrong with chump spot? Just 1 second. Okay. Let's talk about how heavy works as a class. Heavy standing right here. Great. Heavy take damage. Heavy's good at taking damage. Heavy is close to the fight. Heavy does a lot of damage when he's close. Now let's talk about chump spot. I'm going the long way just so I can... Chump spot. Heavy is not taking damage. Heavy is doing nothing if he isn't taking damage. Heavy is dealing 5 damage fucking pellets from across the map. Heavy fucking sucks. Even Tomislav will deal 5 damage over here. It's useless. The only thing you're doing here is denying flank, but Soldier and Scout do that so much better than you. It's just simply so much better to have your heavy up here. Damn, my voice is going. It's so much better to have your heavy up here to support your demo, because if your demo doesn't have the support up here, your demo has to play further back, which means that they take a lot more space big door. That means your sniper's having a lot more problems. That means that your rest of your combos can have problems, and that's going to bleed into your flank. Because if the heavy's not in red room, first off, red room's free. That means there's going to be soldiers and heavies spamming through here. And that means that even though you have control of this flank with a heavy, you have a fucking, death grip on flank. It doesn't fucking matter, because they're all over here. That is why I despise chump spot. And I'm saying this because in Season 19, this is where I played, and my mentor screamed at me for 15 minutes about it. I was like, okay, I'm so sorry. Yes, this is entirely trauma-based. Everything I know about Highlander is based on trauma. Season 19 was 2 seasons ago. That was when I started playing heavy. 6 months ago. 14 months ago? It might have been 7 or 8 months, actually. Are there any other questions about Vigil? I did not know there was a push trigger up here. It's funny. All right. In that case, I cannot wait to see how you guys do on Vigil. I think you guys will have a lot more fun on Vigil compared to Upward. It's a lot more of an aggressive map. Because I play fucking Heavy, man. How's Heavy getting up there?
Manvich maneuver.
The fucking... Oh my god, I can't wait to show you guys the fucking Asheville Heavy Bomb. I'll save that for another day, though. There's a, like, replicable strategy to bomb as Heavy on Asheville. I will not give you the secret information. Actually, you know, I'm doing it right now. No, I'm not. I gotta say something. It's very, very funny. And it, like, actually, it never gets kills, but it always gets people fucking, like, super confused in the chat. You will not get the Asheville Heavy Bomb until you guys are, like, have the Asheville review. I'm not telling you. Actually, fine. I can tell you right now because I can do, like, a mock-up. Asheville review whenever you guys play it. So it might be week 6, it might be week 4. So Asheville has the two shutters leading in the mid that are, like, similar to this, right? The Asheville Heavy Bomb is you fully buff your Heavy. They do Fist of Steel. Usually there's a sticky trap right here on the shutter. Your Heavy has 450 health and has the damage reduction from Fist of Steel. They literally just walk onto the stickies and crouch jump, and, like, 9 times out of 10, a demo will immediately detonate. The Heavy will go flying upwards, and then fucking, like, you just swap to, like, minigun, you rev, and then you fall, like, you just fall down from the sky fully revved. I've had it happen, I've had it work once, I've had it happen, like, 4 or 5 times. But sometimes you do just die, because sometimes they put 8 stickies there. But yeah, no, it's genuine, it's real. Asheville is my favorite King of the Hill map, so yeah. I think that is it for your local mouse jumper. I hope you guys have good scrims this weekend. I will probably not be able to show up for any of them because I'm busy trademark.
Busy trademark. Is that a patent pending?
Yes.
Ooh. All right. Well, thank you for the thanks for the map review. I'm gonna do so.
Alright. Oh, important thing. Is the video over yet?
No. Should I end it?
Very important strategy for payload offense. The box strat. So whenever you first spawn in on payload offense, all the players go into this box in the corner, and then at 55 seconds, everybody kill binds at the same time.
Crazy.
That's it. That's the box strat.
Crazy.
Why? Because it instills fear into your enemies.
I gotcha.
Another pro vigil tip, this isn't super important. Every class can do this jump right here. Fuck. This is similar to the rock and roll BTS strat, yes. But every class is able to do this, like, KZ stuff here and get up to this area with the medic duck. This is also important. Because on offense, you got nothing better to do, man. By the way, there is 9 ducks hidden on this map. Try to find all of them. that's homework for you guys. Okay, no more mouse jumper. I'm gonna go drink water.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
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 Goated.
Alright, I gotta go.